Hey, name's Buck. Hope you didn't have trouble finding my place. Oh, well now it's your place, I guess. This quaint little hub was Buck's taxi. But I'm getting too old for other people's problems. Ha! Gotta smooze and prattle. Probably made a few enemies. Sorry, to get this transaction over with, you'll need the tablet paired to the vehicle. It's updated to the latest OS, but I need to delete a few apps. A couple of personal ones. While I'm deleting, you should get comfortable. There's a little knob on the workstation to adjust how close it sits to the chair. Then use the handles to glide the workstation closer or farther. When it's comfy, rotate the knob back to the lock icon. The control system is pretty much the same in the taxi. The fully upgraded matchy-matchy model. Here you go. Tablet is set to a new user and ready to be dropped onto the workbench. The tablet syncs with your taxi, so each ride, including tips and bills, will load up in this room. This pretty thing is your brand new license, ready to pair with the taxi systems. I know it seems odd to move at 2 feet, but the people in charge are a backward paperwork circus. It needs a quick scan. Just move your new license over to the scanner found on the right side of the workbench. Congratulations! You have your learner's permit. Now I can legally sell you the business and run through training. You could just figure it out, but we humans ought to stick together. Here's the bill. And I'm gonna be firm on the price. May seem like a pleasure. You're now the proud owner of the only customized human-controlled vehicle in Progress Point. Time to start your first shift. All right, let's move. You might have an ID, but you still need the... Law says you can only start your route at stops previously visited to prevent you from going to restricted areas. You'll be ticking off stops in no time. It ain't safe out there, but I'm glad someone is still willing to fight the rise of autos, even if it is futile. Ah, some fresh air. Testing. 1, 2. Can you hear me in the taxi? Ah, technology. I swear, anytime I employ a human coder, it never works. Equal opportunity program always sends me the worst. Oh, then we can continue. As for the error on the screen, well, I wasn't completely honest. The taxi's a messy retrofit, so it pulls energy in unconventional ways. Internal power for the engine, but the instruments are powered by the driver, who's usually a bot. In order for a human to drive, you need mods, which is gonna cost a bit more. It's a biochemical energy mod. Just jam it into one of your ears, then the nanos will go to work. This part might be a bit uncomfortable. Select which hand gets the vial placement, usually your dominant hand, then place both. If you thought that was bad, you should see the process to reverse it. Congratulations, you're a little less human. And when you meet the passengers, what's left of your humanity will go out the door. Your new mod converts blood into compatible energy. Yes, you'll literally be putting your blood and sweat into this, harnessing bioenergetic adenosine triphosphate systems through radioactive conversion into direct current for the taxi. So I've been told. The first thing needed for the energy mod is replacement vials. They're in the compartment above your head. Grab one and pop it into your glove's empty socket. Good! Now you can watch your life drain. Generally, you'll use one vial a day. Any more and fatigue kicks. Controls feed off the energy emitted from your hands. The vial auto-ejects once empty, so be mindful when to pop a new one back in. And now, onto the controls. Wipers clean off water, gunk, and mystery substances from the windshield. It has 2 speeds, but the faster the speed, the more energy consumption. Your hand will fill up the wiper's energy pool, but keep in mind that as long as the wiper is on, the pool will drain until empty. So turn off the wipers when they're not needed to save the juice. It's not easy to stop mid-air, so avoid collisions by honking, and other drivers will speed up. Give it a go. Technology may have progressed, but there's nothing quite as satisfying as mashing buttons to make yourself heard. Now, the 2 upper controls. They're lovingly named some type of marketing mumbo-jumbo that I can never quite remember, so I'll just call them the scanner and the shield. The scanner needs a good flick of the wrist to get the gyro moving. Great! It analyzes your surroundings to point out anything that could help or harm. As you get more advanced controls, it'll point out more things. Last one we need to test is the shield. Hover your hand over the control. Now grab it. And throw it at your windshield for quick protection. The shield will protect from pretty much anything. Collisions, debris, angry automatons, you name it. But it only protects your vehicle. Crash into someone, even with the shield on, and you'll be paying their bills. Congrats. You're ready for the open flyways as a driver in training. Currently, you're on a learning license, but after passing my test, you'll get upgraded to level 1. They don't let inexperienced drivers tour the rich, so put in the work to get coveted routes. You might have 6 license levels above you, but it just means you have a career ladder to climb. Could burn daylight teaching you all the nuances, but let's get to the scrapyard before it closes. Been a while since I've been back here for a ride. It ain't bad. Nice view. Not to worry, you'll pick it up, and I'm here to help. First off, The vehicle has pre-programmed flight paths based on traffic density, but it's not so great at outright avoiding traffic. Just be a cautious driver. The taxi is no good as a pile of scrap. Take a good hit and you'll have to pay for repairs at the end of the shift. Yikes! And as a passenger, I have to say that it does not make for a pleasant ride. But I'm sure you'll do fine. I've been driving these flyways for as long as I can remember. And I'm still not sure whether I'll miss it when I leave. The taxi business was my dad's, and back then, it seemed like a good business to carry on. Everyone will always need to get somewhere, he told me. He was right about that, except now the only place worth going requires a rocket. Yeah, Enceladus. It's the brainchild of Elias Tusk, the great business magnate and entrepreneur. The lucky ones get a one-way Arco rocket ticket to Tusk's amazing colony on Enceladus, a moon orbiting Saturn, which is where I'm heading. Leave this mess of the last city on Earth and try out a fresh start. Everyone is obsessed with his every venture, but for good reason. I can't think of a more smart, humble, and benevolent person. And here I go on about my own life. I'm supposed to be training you. So, in case you haven't figured it out yet, keeping passengers happy by chatting raises their star rating and pads your pockets with tips. But it's not just about making the ride comfortable and safe. With automatons taking over every aspect of life, people are craving human interaction and will blab on and on. So listen to their stories and tell them what they want to hear. My advice is to do whatever it takes to win them over. Yeah. Did you hear me? Boy, I'm sure glad you're working for yourself and not for me. You wouldn't last long as an employee. Happy customers leave happy tips. Same with a good temperature setting, some music, and a bump-free ride. Keep everything smooth sailing, including the conversation, and you'll make some friends. Of course, not everyone has the resources to fly to some far-off moon like me. Some just feel lucky to live in Progress Point. With endless fields of ice and lifeless mountains beyond, I can understand why. But problems arise when you cram the last of humankind into a box. For example, look around. We're in the sub-city. I bet you're not used to all this yet. The Decimal Ridge folks never are. You might feel the government looming, but they're not the real threat. We get hostile forces here like the Reclaimers. And, of course, your run-of-the-mill thieves, bandits, and charlatans. It's an entire political ecosystem. Oh, and sorry to hear you were laid off from your tech job in Decimal Ridge. I've always wanted to be a programmer myself. Thought it always looked like a bit of boring, steady fun. But that's why opportunities like Enceladus are so attractive. Gives everyone a new start. And just a little advice. Over the course of your career, you're going to meet a lot of different people. Most will be harmless, but some are playing a whole other game. They'll want to use you, or get you to join their cause. Don't get entangled. Let the mysteries leave with the passenger. If you allow yourself to get caught up, well, this city will destroy you. That's why I'm leaving. Once I sell these last items, I'll have all I need to get off this ice rock.